All right, folks, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything in between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the godfather of West Coast hip hop. And today, I'm taking y'all back. I can't say memory lane because y'all might not know the face, but you damn sure heard the name before. One of my good partners from back in the day, a music man, musician. I used to call him the MIDI master. Joining us today on Live with Lonzo, my homie from Alaska. So Willie Z.
Hey, Doc.
How you doing, man? I make it a point to bring on cats that's played a major part of this game that don't get a lot of shine.
Man.
Huh? Some people don't get a lot of shine. They behind the scenes grinding. They grind with no shine. And this is one of them brothers that's been grinding in this West Coast game for a long time. And yesterday we was on a clubhouse call. I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring Z on the show and let Z drop some of his history on these folks because my crew like history, man. And Z, tell them who you are, what you done, and why you did it.
Yeah, brother.
Tell them, give me a little bit of your history, Doc.
We're kind of breaking up.
Okay.
Say a little bit of my history.
Yeah, a little bit of your history, Doc.
Man, look. Well, far you want me to go back, Lon?
We can start with the Silvers, man. Let's start with Leon and them folks.
You say start with
Leon Silvers.
When I came to Cali?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right, so I get to Cali, and one of my partners that I was in my band in Alaska, he hit me up and said, "Hey, man, get your horn. We're gonna get playing on the road with the Gap, right?" So, we was doing some horn stuff over there with Robert Wilson, but I never made it in the Gap. But what happened? We started writing over at Total Experience.
Okay.
Because we had been writing at the. He was there every day writing, right? So, we had about 35, 40 songs. Aaron to pitch him to Lonnie, and so he did. Came back, yeah, Richard Aaron. So Richard came back and said, "Yeah, man, Lonnie wanted to give y'all
a what? You're breaking up a little bit, Doc.
I think it's like two. Was like, oh no, man, that ain't gonna work." So, so we left. We left Total Experience, and Richard said he would get us a meeting with Leon Silvers, and so.
Okay.
The day of the meeting, we couldn't find Richard, so we just we went over to Studio Masters.
You got a bad connection, Doc. You're kind of dropping out. Hello? You're dropping out, Doc. You froze up on me. We live with my man Willie Z. We got a little minor internet connection. He temporarily froze up on me right quick. Let's see if we can thaw him out and keep this interview going. What's up, Thomas? Northwest Tacoma, Washington tapping in. Much love, folks. All right. I'm trying to get my man back online. Ohio in the building. Imperial Shea Love, what's up, Dollar? What's up, folks? St. Louis, Minneapolis, y'all supposed to be out there getting ready. No, y'all ain't supposed to be protesting this yet. What's up, folks? We all good. What is even froze up on me? AT&T. or Spectrum or somebody and locked us up. So I'm just doing the talking till he come back. I'm trying to make it happen here, folks. If y'all don't know who Willie Z is, Willie Z was a major player in Leon Silver's Silver Spoon Productions with Foster Silvers and Leon Silvers and all the Silvers. Okay, worked with Gladys Knight. He worked with everybody. Gap Band. He's talking about right now, and it was really funny because me and this brother, we met at Macola. And he was doing something else for somebody else. And we just started talking. And one day, he's at the studio. And he started working here in my studio. And we became good friends. That was 35 years ago. Shortly after that, he started working with DJ Slip, producing Compton's Most Wanted. With Unknown, he's not only is he a hell of a keyboard player, but he's a hell of a goddamn saxophone player. And every once in a while, in fact, more often than not go to a concert to anywhere in the city, there's my buddy in the horn section and sometimes doubling up on keys. So when you got a brother like that who's multi-talented and been around as long as he have, just like I did with Cletus and Kelvin a few weeks ago, I got to show him some love, folks. I got to show him some love. Because if I don't show them no love, they might not get none. And these brothers, when you listen to the first album, I think it was called Music to Drive By, the one that was on Orpheus Records. Flip that album over, look on the back of it for the credits. You'll see Unknown, you'll see William Zimmerman or Willie Z. And Willie Z was extremely instrumental in developing that sound for Compton's Most Wanted. He's a true musician. So when it came to all the keyboards and the saxophone parts, that's what he did. And as yesterday that was expressed in the clubhouse with Chill from CMW. A lot of what he learned from my man Willie Z. So we got old school passing it down to the new school. And like I said before, I'm an old school player. And I believe in passing out roses. And I get mine, I'm gonna pass them down myself while my boys is here. And right now we experience a little technical difficulty, so I have to step in for a minute and keep the conversation going till we can reconnect. But I'm quite sure he'll be back. Let me see if I can see him on the other screen. Let me see here. Hey Z, Z. I see you trying to come back. I'm gonna let you keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking till you step in. And I know at one point in time we had a connection problem on the video. We were sounding real good, but the video wasn't there. So maybe we'll be able to just do an audio conversation and keep it on the black screen for the time being. And I'll just listen to what he got to say, because he got a whole lot to say, folks. This brother, he's from Alaska, which is, first of all, was a blast for me because I don't know many brothers from Alaska. Then come to find out, he was also connected to my boy Anthony King, who was stationed in Alaska, who's also the cousin of Jay King from Club Nouveau. So nobody knew anybody at that time, and we all ended up together, which I think is really a crazy situation. Like I said, Z is from Alaska. One of the few brothers I know, I call him Eskimo Z sometimes. One of the few brothers I know from Alaska. My good friend AK, who's on the show from time to time, he was stationed in Alaska. And I do believe his cousin Jay King was in Alaska at some point as well also. And they all hooked up and didn't know that we all knew each other. But, God being what it is, the universe being what it is, brought us all together at one point in time. So as I run my mouth and keeping the show going, let me see if I can find Z. I see where he's trying to come in. We're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep talking until we can figure out how we're going to make this happen. But yeah, folks, the sound for Compton's Most Wanted, it has a real, especially the first track, It was a serious R&B sound. And that particular sound was co-produced by Unknown, Slip. The drums were done by Slip. But a lot of the keyboard sounds would made it real funky. And Z is probably one of the funkiest cats I know on the keyboards and on the saxophone. He was a part of the Wrecking Crew for a while. One of my albums, The Lights Are Out, he brought us a cold saxophone solo. That was part 2. Michelet didn't do part 2, but he brought us a saxophone solo that made that song stand out real well. Hey, Doc, how you coming over there? Doctor, I see he's trying to get back in. We're gonna stick in here with him. I know he's gonna figure it out. Much love, Lamont. Much love, Gary and Bush. I appreciate all your contributions to the culture. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, folks. Shout out from Dallas. All right. From the West Coast to the East Coast, everything in between, folks. That's my line, baby. That's my line. And part 2, from Eve After Dark to Concerts in the Park. That's how I did it, folks. Yes, I am the West Coast Kool Herc. I don't know how Kool Herc might have been out the park a little bit earlier than I was, but when it came down to it, that was my main venue for years. Peck Park, off of Western, the Normandy of Western, on the way to Palace Verdicts. I'd be out there on a regular basis, stealing electricity out of the bathroom, tying two wires to my extension cord so I can have access to the bathroom electricity. And one night I never forget, I'm at Peck Park. It was me and my girl, and I'm just out there playing because I like playing in the park. And these bikers pulled up, some black bikers pulled up. They had their own DJ. And all of a sudden, I got this, my cord, I got the connection. All of a sudden, my stuff go off. Like, what the hell happened? I followed the cord to the bathroom. They didn't unplug me and plug him in. It's me against about 40, 50 bikers. What the hell am I going to do? Okay? Tell you what you do. You don't get mad, you get smart. Just so happened, I had a power strip. I plugged them into one end. We plugged the power strip into the wall, and I plugged them into one end. I plugged me into another, and everybody went home. Everybody was happy the rest of the day. But it got real crazy for a minute because I had to unplug them because I was like, this is my cord. I found the plug in the bathroom. You're going to unplug me and plug you in, and you whack. But again, I ain't stupid. You got to figure some things out, okay? Did you see last night's episode of Tony the Wizard's podcast? No, but I heard they was giving Steve Harvey a hard time. I haven't seen it yet. Nah. Tell me about it in the chat room. I got you. If that's what you're talking about, the one in regard to Steve Harvey, how my man from Cypress Hill was giving Steve Harvey the blues because Steve Harvey don't like hip hop. What's up, Keenan? Justice Deluxe CD. What is that? I'm not familiar with that. Okay. What's up, Nicole? How you doing, darling? We are here. We're gonna make it happen. See, technical difficulties. See, this is when experience comes into play, folks. Now I can sit here and freak out and turn the camera off and run off camera. Oh my God, it won't work. Fuck that. Okay. When shit don't work, you got to get to working. Okay. Be real. Yeah. Be real. This is Steve Harvey. Okay. Don't know if Steve Harvey really gonna care, but I know Steve Harvey has expressed his disdain for hip hop. Okay. Me and Steve Harvey around the same age. He might be a little bit older than me, but coming from that era, it sometimes if you're not in it, hip hop can be difficult to understand because we grew up on something totally different. I was there on the ground floor of hip hop here on the West Coast, so I have a different perspective. I've learned to appreciate it. I got my issues with it too. Don't get me wrong, not all of it, but some of the newer stuff, it ain't really what I'm used to. And it just sometimes it makes you wonder, okay? But again, it's a lot of things that I saw back in the day that y'all would never see. In fact, I was showing my assistant today. My assistant is 23 years old. I was showing her today a menu from McDonald's in 1972. Okay? I was showing her a menu from McDonald's in 1972. And I'm gonna pull it up. I probably can't show you on my phone on the screen, but I can show you on the. Hopefully, I can show you on the phone. Okay, can you see that? Let me get a little closer here. Okay, if you can see that. All right, let me tell you what it says. It's a little blurry. You can't see it. Okay, this is a true story. I did this. Okay, in 1972. Okay, I'm keeping it 100, and so when we talk about certain things, and in fact, even me and my assistant was talking about how the shoe game has changed. One of my last jobs, I sold shoes, and I sold and Converse was out back then. Converse had they run when I was in the ninth grade. That was a shoe to have, and they kind of died out. Everybody started wearing leather shoes. And even then, a pair of leather tennis shoes only cost you like $15. Well, it'd be $18 with tax. When the Converse came back, nobody wanted to buy it. I think a pair of low top Converse was like $9.99, and high top Converse was $14.99. Okay, I'm talking about 1977. And I was working at Kenny Shoes. So for me, to try and get me to understand how a pair of Converse now, with some eyes on the side of it, worth $150, $200, I can't process that. I can't process that. So that's the difference in where we come from. Well, because we've seen different. So if you ain't never seen better, you don't know no better. What's up, Rashad Cobb? If you never seen nothing different, you don't know nothing different. So it's not that folks may just be straight up hating. It's just that we used to something different. If you've been eating steak and lobster all your life, and somebody give you top ramen, they swear they're gonna kill you, and vice versa. If you've been eating top ramen all your life, somebody gave you some spaghetti or some steak and salad or steak, period, you might not be able to accept that because you're not used to that. And I think that's what a lot of the time what we have when it comes to old school versus new school. It's not that we don't like it. It's just that we don't understand it sometimes. And like I said before, I'm kind of blessed because I've been around it so long till I can appreciate it. Let me see if my man can get back in. Yo, Doc, we ready? How we looking over there? J. Ross Theory, you're absolutely right. The shoes are too expensive. They're rubber, plastic, and leather. Okay? That's it. That's it. And that's coming from one of my folks in the chat room. What's up, Brian Espinosa? I'm a shoe man. I've always been in the shoes since I was in my early days. I got probably about 100 pair of shoes right now. I don't wear but about 4 or 5 pair of them. That's when I realized shit got stupid. I got about 100 pair of shoes, and I only wear about 4 or 5 pair of them. And that's no lie. No matter how many pair of shoes, like my boy say, you only got 2 feet. Okay? Now, I got a hell of a collection. I got cowboy boots, loafers, tennis shoes. I think the most expensive shoe I got in my whole collection might cost me $175 from cowboy boots. All right, that's just me. I mean, if somebody told me a pair of dress shoes was going to cost me $400, I ain't gonna mind. Now, Steve Harvey, he prides himself on alligator shoes. When it comes to, I remember it's a shoe store downtown LA called C&E. When he was in LA, he was a spokesman for C&E shoes. And C&E ain't got nothing in there. House shoes cost you $100. Okay? I pass through there. I do a little window shopping. I get my ass up out of there. That ain't what I'm going to do. Okay? So, especially being from the Midwest. The Midwest, the dressing is a whole different, totally different from California. Always have been. And Steve Harvey, if I'm mistaken, from Ohio. He's definitely from the Midwest. And Chicago, Ohio, all Cleveland, all those cities have a different dress code today. Their dress code today for grown folks is totally different from us in LA. Totally different. Totally different. I've been to Chicago many a time, and I had to go break out my good stuff just to go out and eat. Okay? Because that's how they roll. There you go. My man is back again. Let's see what our connection look like. He's looking for something. Hey, Doc, how we coming over there?
How we doing, man?
We sound a lot better. We sound a lot better.
Woo! Yeah.
Well, you know what, Doc, that's just technology, man. Okay. I done told you a story already. You can go home now. No. I was telling the folks about some of the things you've done and why it's important that they get a chance to meet you, man. You one of the unsung heroes of hip hop. What was your reinforce? Tell them about your role with working with Compton Most Wanted. I lost him again, folks. He'll come back. Folks is looking for me on the phone. But yeah, folks, it's hello. All right, folks. When you come back, I gotta say my thank you. I just saw Truth to God. He's using potato. Come on, man. Come on. He ain't no potato. That ain't no potato. Hey, folks, we live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. Sometimes, every once in a while, technology will not cooperate. Sometimes it's gonna do its own thing. My man, he's coming through. He's working. He's making it happen. And sometimes it can be the internet connection. It can be the Wi-Fi connection. But that's why I can do it the way I do. Because if he can't make it till he get here, the show gonna go down. The show is going on regardless. Okay, y'all tuned in. I'm gonna stay right here. We're gonna make this happen. All right. That's my guy. We got stories. Oh my God. Me and this dude, it's when you can look back and got a cat you've been knowing for 35, 40 years, about 35 years, about 30 years, okay? He came around right after Turn Off the Lights. And you got real connections, a lot of history, never without one beef. Never had one beef. Never have we ever had an ill word. Okay? Guy that's always been left. When I was pissed off at other people, he pulled my chain. This dude, he reminds me of, I know he studied, I'm gonna tell you, he used to study Kung Fu and karate and stuff like that. And it gave him a mellow vibe that he had the confidence level about him that he can talk to people in a way that makes you go, damn, that's right. And sometimes at one point in time, I was a serious hothead. I'd ready to whip some ass. And I ain't never been no gangster, but if you piss me off, I'm coming at your ass. And he talked me off. He talked me down a few times, although, he's real mellow. And, and he calmed me down and made me see the common sense part of it, where maybe it ain't worth the hassle. And sometimes when you got a partner like that, as opposed to being a ride or die. Let's go do this shoot. Let's go do this. I got your back. Nah, man, you don't want to do that because this is going to happen. You got this. You got that. You're working on this. Is it really worth risking all that? And that takes you right back to, that's somebody that give a damn about you. And, sometimes you think because your boy is going to roll with you and go put in some work that's your boy. But sometimes your boy is going to talk you in this, looking out for your boys at home, okay? Looking out for your home, looking out for your girl, looking out for your family, as opposed to trying to prove to the fellas that you don't take no shit, okay? And then about taking no shit, sometimes you got to think past the shit and plot and plan another way of making your presence felt. What up, Jacob? And I'm sorry, J Rose Theory, that's what I do, man. And you don't get, all my partners is old dudes because we was all smart enough to get past the 40s, the 30s. we was all smart enough to get past the 30s and the 40s, so we can have 50s and 60s now. Hey Doc, what's happening with you? How we coming? I hear you. I see you. Can you see me? He go back. Well, I'm gonna sit right there and let him do his thing. We are. That was one of the things that my real homies kept me out of trouble. They didn't go back. They didn't go back me up in trouble and become a co-defendant or a witness to my activities. Think about that shit. Okay. I was telling somebody the other day, when 4 guys go out and do something, one of 3 things is going to happen. One of a couple of things will happen. You're going to have 4 defendants or 1 defendant and 3 witnesses. Think about that shit. V, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But you got a little distant on me.
Oh. Yeah, no, I can hear you good. How about me? Mm-hmm.
That's again, folks. Come on back. Here we go. Your microphone sounds a little distant there for a second.
Yeah, I think.
It's like you're on another microphone. Yes, folks. And I think that's one of the things that he and I, we're a lot alike. We're also opposites. Okay.
Yeah,
we're a lot alike. We're both creative.
No word.
I was always the wild one. He's always the one with the logical one. Always the one that he was one I would go to when I had issues. He ain't but a couple of years older than my ass is, but he's always been a lot wiser. And I borrow some of that wisdom from him as well. I'm able to share it with y'all whenever I can. Yes, Cadillac and Gaddafi, we got a bad connection, Doc. See how we coming over there, man?
Not good.
Yeah, I hear. It's I see you, but you chop it up.
Yeah. We got to do it a different time. I'll be at a better spot.
You want to try to get someplace else another day or what? You kind of freezing up on me.
Yeah.
You want to try to get another day? Hey, you know what? Check it out. Call my cell phone. Call my cell phone.
Let me get my phone. Okay.
We're going to try something else, folks. One way to skin a monkey, that's a damn show. Hey Doc,
Mm-hmm.
trying to bring you in on the trying to bring you in on the other on another medium. Can you hear me over there? Now you coming through my phone right now.
Yeah, I hear you good.
Going off screen. Just talk on the phone. Cause you chopping up pretty bad on, but you sound much better on the phone. All right, we gotta turn everything else off at the house. We're just gonna go through the phone. You got it? Man, there you go, Doc. That sounds a lot better. We can handle. See, that's what I was telling you. We got technology over here. Sometimes technology is a beautiful thing. Sometimes it can be a pain in the ass. What's up with you, Doc? How you doing, man? You know, you're looking good, Doc. You got that Mr. Big thing going on, the gray beard. I ain't mad at you, Doc. Yeah, you got. Tell Desi I said thank you for the cash app. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you very much. I thank you for the support. I appreciate it, folks. I'm trying to make it happen over here. Go ahead. I ain't mad, Doc. I'm not mad. I ain't mad at all. Man, tell them your story right quick, Z. You damn sure do, man. I mentioned that to him. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay.
Raglan went home and said, "Well, man, let's see if we can crank out a ballad for Gladys." So I started doing some music. Raglan went to the store. When he came back, I had the music, and I said, "I'm thinking I want to do another little bridge here." He said, "No, man, that's it. Let's just." So he said, "Let me work on that." So he came up with the "You're Number One" in my book, and so we finished that song that night and turned it in the next day, and Gladys chose it for her album. And so that song made it, I think, to like number 3, or went inside the top 10. And so that was one of my first co-productions, because since it was, back then, if it was your song, you had to do the track. So I did the track along with Joey Gallo was helping me out. And he said, "No," I tried to get him to play. He said, "No, it's your song, you play it." So he made me play everything, which was cool. And then they, Gladys sung it. She nailed it. I mean, with no punching in, nothing. Just Gladys just sung the song. And then when they put the string arrangement on it, though, oh man, that's when it just, it really started. So I was learning that whole process, with the live tracking along with sequencing. And actually, we wasn't sequencing right during that time. I hadn't started sequencing yet. So so we were playing everything live, which was cool. But not too long after that, I got involved with some of the first sequences, and you know, and then drum machine jumped in, and I acclimated really quick to the drum machine, and so we just started. Um, well, it made it easier to get the grooves down, because you didn't have to have a drummer there. Because I mean, man, when we did our first demos, it was so primitive. Our drums was the table and a piece of paper. The paper. I mean, the kick drum was the table, and the snare was a piece of paper on the table. You know what I mean? So that was, you know, I mean, those are the demos we played to Leon.
Wow.
That we was making drums off of, whatever we could use, man. So yeah, the drum machine was a real game changer, because we could because I mean, I grew up playing. I started playing at dances and clubs and all that, like 12 or 13, man.
Okay.
So so I knew, I knew how music went, because I had been playing music all my younger days, So I came to Cali, I was 25. So
How old were you when
I
we
had
hooked up?
13 to 14. Huh?
How old were you when we hooked up? We 29, 28, 29?
Yeah, it must have been, yeah. I don't even, yeah, I was around in that age. Yeah, around 29, 30 at the most. Yeah.
'Cause I just bought my house when I was
Hmm.
28. And
Gotcha.
Dre them was out of here about a year or two after I bought the house.
Okay.
Because they was coming, they weren't here regularly. You met them, but you didn't really hang out with them, right? We didn't do nothing. No, they was gone because we started doing our own thing.
No, no. I'm gonna tell you the way I hooked up with Dre and them to play on Michelle A's song, "Something in My Heart." I was with you at that time, but I was playing in the Compton College big band.
What?
Yeah, yeah. And so you didn't know that.
No,
Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. I was playing in the Compton College big band, and so Cobbs, I guess somebody called Cobbs to get a sax player to play on "Something in My Heart," you know. And so Cobbs, I was like one of the younger cats in the big band. So he asked me if I'd go and do the session. I said, yeah, you know. So I went over there, man. Cube was there. He was out there writing. I met Cube, and Dre was in there, the engineer. I think his name was Bill. Uh, and so I put my horn together, man, and they told me, they said, yeah, man, we need a solo. We're gonna keep the thing in the front. We need a solo, and they show, so we'll show you where it is. Just play up to it, And so I got my horn put together. So I was playing along, and they pointed at me, and so I'm blowing. I'm trying to tune up. I blew a little bit, move my mouthpiece, and but I kept blowing, and we got to the end of the song. They said, "Yeah, that's it, man." I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "That's it." They said, "Yeah, man, that's it. Yeah, go get your check, man. Right on. That's exactly what we needed."
Wow.
And I was like, I was just warming up. But when I listened back to it, I was trying to do a concept, so and they like the concept, so I mean that's the way music is, what I'm saying? When you're a session guy, you don't know what they're gonna keep. You just come and give what you got, and if they like it, fine. If they don't, at least with me, if they don't, it was still fine with me. I mean, uh, I never tried to force it. You know what I'm saying? I just, if it's flowing, then cool, and if it ain't, then I'll call somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't, it's not try to keep your ego out of it.
Right.
And just be honest with the project. You know what I'm saying? It's their project, and you're getting a chance to add your flavor to it, or you're getting a chance to take their flavor because they might hum you a lick,
Right.
and you got to be able to be flexible enough to come out of yourself and play it the way they sung it, not the way you wanted to go. And so I think that's what got me able to play on so many records. Because I played on a lot of records
How did
in
you
a
how,
short period of time.
how did you connect with well, I know how you connected with Eight and Chill and them, but what exactly what did you do with on Compton's Most Wanted?
Um, Shoot, man. I, you
What
know,
didn't you do? That's a question, right?
yeah, because when I came there, working with you, because remember I met you and I was working with Steve Arrington,
Right.
and he was like, man, I love Steve Arrington. Why don't you come? So I came out and checked the studio out, and then I just came on out and started hanging. And so, Mike T and Slip and all of them, they would, because you had both sides. You had the side that the kind of like I would say the hip hop side, and then we was doing R&B, and on the other side, But to me, it was all music. You know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't making a difference between the two. And so I think the guys they felt that, so they started approaching me to work on some of the stuff. And so early on I was working with Mike T, and he was prolific at making up beats and stuff, man. And then you know, we was just trading off, man. I would play keyboard stuff on the stuff, and a lot of times I wouldn't even know what it was. I was just adding to it,
Mm.
um, Looney Tunes. I was just playing with whoever needed something. If I was, they say Willie, can I would come on over there and add some flavor to it, man, because they were good. They was good dudes, and they like music,
Right.
and so uh, so man, look, um, it was to me, uh, it was a lot of freedom there because when you're doing formula music, which back in the 80s, the music got into a little click of a formula. You know what I'm saying? Because mainly because probably A&R and radio. Everything was kind of in a click, so you had to kind of stay in that formula. And I was good at that, but I always wanted to be a little more free.
Mm.
And so when I came to Lonzo Land, it was like, man, total freedom, man. And then I had Fresh Prince of Bel Air was doing the music for the TV show.
Right.
You know, Fresh Prince and In the House with LL. So, you know, so I had some other money coming in, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to just be free, you know. So, you know, the first thing I did with Eight Slipping in was Drive By Miss Daisy.
Okay.
And you know, they said, yeah, man, just go crazy. You know, I said, well, you don't want to say that. They said, no, man, just do what you do. You know, so that's what started it. You know, Drive By Miss Daisy, and then after that, pretty much anything that was played was me. You know, on Eight stuff.
Okay. Okay.
And you know, and then, you know, by Chill saying what he was saying last night, you know, listening to Chill, I really didn't know, you know, the glue that was holding us together. I didn't really understand it totally. I just knew that they were very loyal to me. And so you know, I mean, I could be out of town and Eight say, well, man, when you coming back? I said, well, I'll be gone for a couple of weeks. Okay, well, I'll wait. That's cool. We'll get started when you get back. And I was like, wow, you know, I was like, man, but, you know, a lot of artists, they just get somebody else, you know.
Right.
But he never did me that way. The only time we stopped working with Eight is when he went to Mac 10.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, but other than that, you know, me and Slip, we was there.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it was a good run. I enjoyed it. You know, a lot of people was like, well, man, that ain't your genre. I'm like, man, look, it's music. And, you know, and you listen to stuff I did on A stuff, it was pretty musical.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, but you know, it was a different time for music, period, though, man. I mean, even back then, you know, I enjoyed the Michael Henderson renditions that they did for different stuff. Because I know Unknown was a big Michael Henderson, Phyllis Hyman fan. He would borrow some of them licks to make the music for Eight and them, and it made for a hell of a situation.
Yeah. Man, you know, you mentioned Michael Henderson. I started playing with him a couple of years ago.
Did you? I used to promote his shows.
Yeah, man. I started playing keyboard, horns, and strings, auxiliary keys for him, man.
Okay.
You know, it was a lot of fun, man.
Michael, good dude.
You know. Yeah.
Michael,
yeah, man.
You know, folks.
Yeah.
Let me back in for a second, Z. We were talking.
Yeah.
He was talking about earlier about working with a guy named Lonnie Simmons. Lonnie Simmons owned Total Experience Records. Total Experience Records was one of the hottest nightclubs in LA back in the 70s and the early 80s. In fact, Lonnie Simmons, if you read my book, I tell the truth. He was one of my inspirations when I was like 19 years old. I saw this dude get out of a Rolls Royce, walk into his own club, and had the DJ play his song. It was "Oops Upside Your Head" by Gap Band. And I've always admired this dude. Okay, I never met him. Never shook the man's hand. He don't know I exist, okay? But that's how people influence. Oh no, I never met the dude, man. I never do. And when you told me you knew him and you met him, that was even cooler for me. I just want to see what kind of cat he was. I heard he was a crook, but that's okay. Okay, he inspired me to do my record and entertainment thing, man. He was one of my main inspirations, dude. That's how he had his own record label and his nightclub, and he rolling a Rolls Royce. Come on, man. I had to try and get some of that. You know,
I heard that.
And Gladys, he talking about Gladys Knight and the Pips. Leon Silvers, again, that's Leon from Silver Spoon Productions. Misdemeanor and the Silvers, they were the West Coast Jacksons, I guess. And it was trying to be the West Coast Jacksons at one time. They had girls. They didn't have nobody as big as Michael in their group. They had Foster, but Foster wasn't Michael.
Right.
Okay? He wasn't Michael.
Right.
They were light skinned. It was light skinned Jacksons with big naturals. Okay.
Well, you know, the difference between them though is that the Silvers, man, they could really harmonize.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Out of Watts.
You know, that's what. Huh?
It was out of Watts.
Yeah.
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 Local.
Yeah.
So this is the real history lesson.
Yeah,
folks.
man.
It's the real and Steve Arrington. If anybody know anything about Slave, which was one of my favorite groups, when I found out this dude worked with Steve Harrington, I'm like, come on, man, these are all my folks. I had a chance to meet Steve Harrington one time, man. I was hanging out with Danny Sims and them over at a studio off of 3rd Street, and me and Steve Harrington talked about 4 hours one day, man. We was on the same label with Slam Records.
Oh, you was over with John Barnes. He was at John Barnes studio.
Right, John Barnes studio. Yeah. And I had a chance to get a time and kick it with Steve. And man, that was like a kid talking to one of the superheroes, man. One of the funkiest.
Yeah, because John was supposed to produce the album on him.
Right. Him and what's the other
But
guy?
what happened?
Go ahead.
And Jack Rubin. But Jack Rubin and John was partners, right? But Jack Rubin had been my engineer.
Okay.
So it was my first time meeting John, but John saw that I had already done like 3 records with Steve.
Okay.
So me and Steve, we was tight, you know? And then, so John came and he said, well, man, he said, you and Steve already got chemistry. Y'all know each other. And you and Jack, y'all go way back. I mean, he said, so he said, man, y'all don't need me. He said, I'll be over here in my room. If you need me, call me.
That was a nice
So we went to work, man.
Nice
man. Oh, man. Man, John, he's one of the best dudes you ever want to meet, man.
He scared the hell out of my ass, though. He scared the hell out of me, dude. He scared the hell out of me.
He did.
Remember, he was married to Marvin King, right?
Right.
Now, Marvin fine as the mother. Marvin fine as all outdoors, okay? And John, I don't know whether because I saw her, I respected her as being his wife, but he could tell my ass like, damn, she fine, right? John take me into his office. John take me into his office, dude. I'm not lying. Man, I love my wife. Ooh, I love my wife, man. And he started showing me all this ninja shit, this stars and size and shit, and all these goddamn spears and not doing my love. Oh man, this is my knife. Boy, I cut them niggas nuts off for my wife. And I'm like, no shit. Now wait. Let me tell you the killer part. At that time, me and Marva had the same managers. Okay. So we had to go to Jack the Rapper in Atlanta. They said, Lonzo, we got you a spare ticket, and we got you a ticket to Jack the Rapper, and we got you a ticket we got you an airplane ticket. So we're gonna stay. We'll figure it out later on. Just get on the plane and get to Atlanta. I get to Atlanta. I'm homeless in Atlanta. I don't know nobody, but the people I came with, they got a room. They said, push come to shove, you can sleep on the couch with us. Okay? All right, cool. Then they said, well, you know what? We got an extra room. We got a bed. It's an extra bed, but it's in Marvin's room. I'll sleep on the floor. Fuck that. Fuck that. Be on the floor. Okay, you never get me caught up with that bullshit. No. That's a true story. I slept on the floor, and that's when me and Cool Mo D hooked up. I slept on the floor in a room in Atlanta because me and Mo D was kicking it all night long trying to figure out where I was going to go. He had a spot, but he was sharing with a bunch of dudes, so I messed around and found me a little spot on the floor till the next morning. I got me a room the next day. But yeah, man, I was not going to fall for the okie doke. I wasn't going
John was a big fan. He was a big fight fan,
Okay.
Yeah, he's fan of boxing, fan of martial arts. He's a big fight fan. And so back then, I was training, in martial arts. And so so I'd show him stuff, and I showed him a punch and he showed it to a bouncer. right? But it's a lethal punch, man. You know, and
Oh,
I
shit.
showed it to him, and so he called me up. He said, "Man, that punch you showed me." No, I was actually at the studio. He said, "Man, I showed it to this bouncer, man, and he loved that punch. Man, he took the dude out with it, man. One punch, he was gone." I said, "Yeah, man, that's the one. You know,
Wow.
it's called a vertical punch, man. I love that punch." But anyway, yeah, John was, you know, yeah, he was big into that.
I was telling folks when
Big into that.
I was telling folks when you was off the air that you was a martial artist and you have always had this way, this real calm, uh, quiet chain thing about you. And even when you saw me ready to do some dumb shit, you always talked me down, or you always had something, another opinion that was always based on logic and not emotion. And I always appreciate that
Yeah.
about you, Doc. I always respected that about you.
Oh yeah, man. Because emotion to get you in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you can't control your emotions, you in trouble already.
Well, you know, coming from Alaska, I had already done all that.
Mm.
So you know, coming to California was my escape from my past. You know.
Okay. All right, I got that. How'd you
So,
hook up with Jay King and Anthony King out in Alaska, man?
but really, I had left, but Jay King was tight with my son's mom, and so you know, um, so when he came to Cali, and you know, he was working on some music and stuff, and he wanted me to hear it, you know, because I would talk to him. Sometimes I'd be talking to Pearlie, and you know, and he would be around, so I would talk to him, and you know. But I met AK. Literally, I met AK through you.
Okay, okay, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, but Jay, but I'd already known Jay.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Small world.
you know.
Still a small
But
world.
yeah, Jay went up there, man. He was, you know, he was a household word up there, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, he was very popular up there.
All right, I got a question for you, Doc. How many instruments do you play, Z?
Oh, well, I done boiled it down to two now.
Okay. And what's that?
And that's keyboard and sax.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I still have a bass.
Okay. Oh, you play
Because
bass?
I love bass.
I never knew you played the bass.
I love the bass.
Okay. I never knew you played the bass.
But
That's a new one on me.
But you know, I just I boil down to two, man. That way, you know, that's just easier.
Okay. How do you feel about the
You know,
transition from because we started over here, man. We had the Hammond B3 organs, we had bass players, we had horn sections. I mean, this studio has seen a lot of action. In fact, I got to tell you this, man. I Googled Johnny Otis, that's who I bought my house from, right? I Googled Johnny Otis and I saw a picture that was taken in the studio. Okay, blew me away. It was done back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I could tell it was my studio by the way the bathroom was sitting. And they was all sitting here, you know, the whole Johnny Otis band. And it's just amazing, man. But from where we were to where we are now musically, as far as technology, how do you feel? You like it better when you had tape, or you like it better with the computers?
Well, from a personal standpoint, tape was cool.
Okay.
You know, tape saturation. There was just a lot of things with tape that made that game really. I mean, you know, made it big because you got to think about it. You know, a wave is a wave.
Right.
Okay. But when you digitize a wave, it's based on how much of that wave that you can digitize so that you can get the reality of the sound.
Okay. Okay.
And so, you know, so digital in its infancy, you know, 8-bit, that ain't quite that good enough. 16-bit, yeah, but now, I mean, you know, the analog obviously is the reason it's warmer is just because the bandwidth might not be the same as, where digital is going, but it's just it's the distortion. There's a lot of things that really fatten up the sound.
Okay.
I mean, I learned that, with the sax. If there's some resistance, then there's some body. There's no resistance. A lot of times that, you have to work to get some body out of it. So if there's just things that come into play that are a little more natural. But as far as a working tool, man, you can't beat being able to sit down and pull up any sound you want.
Yeah, that's true too.
And pull up a beat. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, I had a gig one time, man, for UCLA. Their composer, this is a guy who gets composed for TV. He was out of town, and they needed some music for their some of their medical stuff, I guess it was. So anyway, the guy was asking me to audition and and give him my resume and all of that. I said, look, just tell them to send me what it is they want me to put the music to. I'll put the music to it, and if they like it, they pay me, and if they don't, call it a day. No biggie, right?
Okay.
So the reason I was able to do that because I had a computer. In other words, I'm able to just knock it out. I knocked it out so fast, I turned it in the next day, and they were shocked. They weren't even ready to listen to it yet. They were like, they said, well, give us a couple of days and we'll, So, because they were used to their guy taking weeks, and I knocked it out in a day.
Okay.
And they kept it. They liked it. They paid me. Okay. Then they gave me another one. Okay. Since he was gone.
Now I got one of my folks in the chat room got a question for you. They said, ask him, has he ever used a Korg Triton board, keyboard?
Oh yeah.
How you like that?
No, it's a great keyboard because it's right in between Roland and Yamaha. Okay. But what Korg did, they said, we're gonna get the joystick and we're gonna give you all the little, sounds that you can use for creativity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Korg is not, they're in the league of all their own.
Why is that? I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, they're in a good spot.
Okay.
Roland, when they first came out, they were good for just doing your basic tracks, but trying to do a slick overdub or something with with some juice to it, Korg had it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I would say now, he was dealing with the Roland sound,
Okay.
But he, his style was slow and gangster, so he didn't need it off the keyboard. If he needed anything freaky, Slip would do it with samples.
Okay.
So they approached it from a different level. But on other people's songs, I had to get on that joystick and make it wiggle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who you working
with? And Korg gets some good sounds for that.
Who you working with these days, Doc?
Right now, Lonzo, I'm telling you, man, I started playing live, man, and I'm just now I've had Pro Tools for about 2 or 3 years, and I'm just now really, I've done a few tracks, but I'm just now really getting back into the recording side of things because I recorded so much.
Right.
And I just really got into playing live and arranging horns and arranging bands and writing charts and, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so that's pretty much what I do, man. I got one band where I play with, with Jerry Bell, and it's 14 pieces.
Wow.
And we went over to China, and played over there, and because a lot of places in America they ain't looking for no 14-piece band, unless you Tower Power.
Wait. It's hard to get four people on the show these days, man. They so man,
Right.
Me and Clientele been doing shows, and we had to bring in we have a girl with things with us, and we got a DJ, but the DJ usually works for somebody else to justify to kind of split the cost because nobody want to pay for four people and hop on a plane no more.
Right. So we crazy. We got 14.
Okay. Wow.
5 more. So we played it right before Corona hit. We played at Catalina's, man.
Okay.
And man, it was a great show. Larry Dunn sat in with us because we had the Roney Boys. They sung that thing was "That's the Way of the World," So we had
Catalina Bar and Grill or Catalina Island.
Yeah, Catalina Bar and Grill.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite spots, man. I played there.
Bro. Yeah, no, I played Catalina Island a lot with Jazzy Jeff. I don't know if you ever met him.
No, I haven't. No. Fresh Prince Jazzy Jeff.
Okay. Huh?
Fresh Prince Jazzy Jeff.
No, this is Jazzy Boy Jeff. He's a singer, plays congas.
Okay.
And man, look, we got so popular over there in Catalina Island, man. They let us do a Valentine's show in the big casino.
Okay.
A local group. You know what I'm saying? And I think how many? I think it might have been 5 or 6 of us. Man, that place was packed, man. We packed it out.
Wow.
And they said we normally don't even have shows this time of year. You know what I'm saying? But they took a risk, man, but yeah, we were going over there quite a bit, playing at the little clubs and stuff, and hanging out. And man, they knew us over there, man. They dug us. Okay. So, but yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing all kinds of stuff, Lons. I'm, working with a group of folks to help boxers. I'm getting ready to I'm actually part of a nonprofit for funding for minority businesses. And I'm just me, man. I try to help.
Man,
and so
that's the difference, Doc. That's the difference. Old school and new school. We always trying to help, folks. Always trying to help.
Yeah, man.
Well,
man.
Well, Doc, you know what? Where can they find you at, Z? You want to be found?
Well,
if you want to be found.
Well, really? Well, I don't really, I mean, you know me, Lon.
You want to find him? Give me a call.
I'm a behind the scenes guy. Yeah. I mean, truly behind the scenes. I do have a Facebook presence, but I'm never on there.
No.
So, and I don't have Twitter. I don't even know what I don't even know. Oh, what is it? Instagram? I don't have an Instagram. I don't really have a lot of visibility because I've always been a behind the scenes industry guy that, everybody knows me.
Right.
That in the industry kind of thing. And so it's always been word of mouth for me. But, so when it comes to that, I'm kind of dinosaurs, although I'm a tech head, but I just never ventured, but I do have Facebook, and I think it's under my name.
Okay. All right. Well,
it is.
Okay. If you need him for a gig, give me a call. I'll act as his agent. Don't worry about it. I'm easy to find. Okay.
Well, hey, and then I'll get my kids to get me hooked up on one of them platforms. I don't know which one.
That you may be surprised. You might be missing out on some money, man.
You
might be.
And okay, Lon. Now I ain't never even been money motivated.
That's true too. That's true. You know what? I gotta tell this story, folks. I gotta tell the story, Z. I gotta tell the story. This brother right here, okay, I was having some serious financial issues. We had just re-recorded Turn Off the Lights, and we did a song called The Lights Are Out. He played the sax solo, he spoke on it, blah, blah, blah. So, and we put it under ASCAP, okay? One of the most straightest dudes I've ever met in my life, folks. I was going through some stuff. I had to go to, my girl had booked a trip to Big Bear, okay? I didn't want to go. I was trying to figure, I need to go figure out, give me some money. And when I was in Big Bear, I called back to the studio because he was working at the studio. And I said, "What's going on, man?" He started laughing. He said, "Man, I don't know what's going on, but I got a check with your name on it at my house." I'm like, "Huh? Was it a couple grand, Z?"
Yeah, man. It was a big check.
It was a nice size check for a couple $1,000s for my record in his name. Was it your name? It was your name and your address, but it was my record. Okay. And he knew it was some kind of mix up, but he didn't trip. He called and he told me about it. And he needed some money too. He got a piece of it. I got a piece of it. I got myself straight. He got himself straight. But a lot of cats wouldn't do that. They wouldn't tell you, "Hey man, I got a check for your record in my name." They just cash the check and let you suffer. But I've always respected you for that, Doc. I've always respected that, and I also respect you for not letting them gangsters kill my ass either. We got people think that because we don't walk around our pants sagging, we never did no gangster shit before, and we we had a situation, and these folks had messed around there, and they needed something done. They owed me $10,000 and put $100,000 in one of my accounts to do something, and I was gonna keep my 10,000 and give them their 90, but that wasn't the deal. The deal was they needed the whole 100, and Z was like, "Lonzo, you don't want to do this, Doc." I'm like, "Z, I need my 10 grand. So, Lonzo, we'll get it. They'll get it to you, but you don't want to do this right here. Become an example." And I'm like, "You know what? All right, dude. And I'm glad you talked me into doing something that made some sense, and then get my ass erased." All
Yeah,
right.
man. I mean, what a lot of people don't know about Alaska is that it's a place where a lot of gangsters ran to, running from the law. So I grew up around a lot of gangsters, and so and a lot of pimping and a lot of dope, just the whole street thing, and so coming from that and understanding it, I'll tell you what happened, man. There was an old dude. He told me. He says, "No, youngster, I see you out in these streets." He said, "Let me tell you this." He said, "If you shuffle, you'll deal."
Okay.
And when he told me that, I took that as my warning. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to make a decision. Did I want a deal? And I knew I didn't want to because I was a musician. You know what I'm saying? Right. I said, I'm out here doing everything known to man. Some things not known. I mean, I have my own thing too. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a little crazy, but man, when he told me that woke me up.
Right.
And so and then shortly after that, I came to Cali, and I wanted a new life. And so I was able to get it really easy here because nobody knew me. Nobody knew where I came from. Nobody knew what I'd been through. Nobody knew, nobody knew. So it was easy. It was easy for me to transform and, be the person that I should be. And so, and then to meet you guys, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you really recognize how easy it was for me to connect, with the rappers, with everybody. But it's only because, I kind of knew where they was coming from.
Right.
They wasn't doing nothing that was really new to me. I just wasn't partaking because I already had. I was through.
Hey, Doc, you know what? And I that was my my situation exactly. When I was in high school, I had some gang issues, and I don't want to be bothered with that shit no more. So I don't give a damn how much money you paying for it. I'm not. You can't hire me for that job no more. Okay, that's not a job I'm gonna apply
Right.
for. So I get that. I get that, and that's something that a lot of cats don't. Man, how you let all the money go? No, man, they keep that money. I'm gonna do something else. Okay.
Yeah. See, when you can say no and really mean it,
Yeah.
even to money,
Right.
then you can stand as a man. But if you let these things pull you down and let them things be the weight of who you are,
Mm-hmm.
somebody gonna put a twist on you, and then next thing you know, you can't be who you are.
Yeah. You dealing now. You ain't shuffling
So
no more.
come on, man. So yeah, I already peeped that, man. So I just,
All right.
just keep it simple. Just keep it
Always.
simple. Don't try to get too complicated, and don't get too full of yourself. You be all right.
All right, Doc. Much love, V.
Come on.
Thank you, Doc, for taking the time
Yeah,
out
man.
to do this interview with me, man. Once again, folks, on the line, we have my boy Willie Z. Unknown just stepped in the house, Doc. Wait.
Oh no.
Wait. I got all my boys have been on the show, man. I can't get my number one boy to do my own damn show. Now he might do it now. He might do it like you doing it because Z's out on the camera right now. Z is doing a phone interview because his camera is tripping. But I might get him to do a voice interview. I'm gonna see if I can put him in the other room or something and let him do a verbal interview as opposed to it. He ain't doing no video, nothing. That nigga don't, he don't even, he put his hand in his face and he at the ATM and shit.
Y'all that's not knowing, that's the magic fingers of Miss Drive by Miss Daisy, the most incredible rap piano solo ever performed.
They light it up in the chat room right now.
Drive by Miss Daisy. Listen to that song by Compton's Most Wanted. That's Willie Z. That piano solo to this day, I ain't never heard nothing like it, and I still hate you for playing that good.
All right, folks. That's truly the illustrious, the well hidden, unknown DJ who worked with N.W.A right along with Z and DJ Slip, Mike T, Chill, and 8 to create the some of the best, some of the tightest, smoothest gangster shit out of Los Angeles. Okay, we were just talking about you a minute ago, man. Talking about how you were a Michael Henderson and Phyllis Hyman fan. You kind of lifted some of that essence to do some of the stuff for Compton's Most Wanted, man.
Willie brought. I had the vision. He brought it to life.
See, that's what we talking about. All right, Z, man. Much love, Doc.
All right now.
We'll holler later, man. Folks, thank you for getting with us. Solid gold. Much love to you, folks. Desi, thank you again for Desi and everybody else that contribute to the Cash App. Much love to all y'all. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. It's going to help us get our podcast even better, folks. Much love, Z. Peace, y'all. We out.
All right now, brother.
All right, Doc.
All right now.